Hey man, what it is, this is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. I want to say there go the Cash App. I appreciate every single person who has been supporting, donating. Truly, truly appreciate that. I want to talk about a crazy narrative in our community that I think is just so stupid. So stupid. I see all these relationship channels and people out here talking about they want a six-figure guy, and everybody got standards, and I can't mess with a dude who not working, and or mess with a dude who do got a job. And listen here, yo. I don't know if nobody told y'all this. Us as black people, if you are listening, I don't know if nobody told you this. We basically all broke. We either broke financially, broken inside, or broke relationships, but we all kind of broke. You don't hear other races of people talk to each other like that. I ain't never heard a Chinese person say to another Chinese person, you broke. I've never heard that in my life. And to be honest, I've never heard that from a Caucasian person. To be honest, I've never been around and heard them. I've heard them insult each other. They just didn't use those insults. We so quick to call somebody broke or say, well, we not going to take when we are the ones that are at the bottom of the barrel. What are you talking about? You live in the same city I live in. You live in the same neighborhood I live in. What are you talking about? We run with these narratives in our own community. You worry more about not being broke than worrying about us as a people coming together. All that money means nothing if you don't have no education to go with it. It means absolutely nothing because people have had it and went broke. MC Hammer, for example. So it means nothing without education. But how are we talking about somebody is broke and we at the bottom of the barrel? When an average black person not even making middle class money. We brag about things that other races, that's normal to them. What we brag about is normal to them. That's why you don't see them living in the hood. Do you see them living in the hood? I don't see them living in the hood, which means they live in a middle class or suburban area, correct? Area, correct? Yeah, I think that's what that means. Stuff we praise, that's everyday life for them, but we only do it to each other. I ain't never seen a movie where it was mostly starring Caucasian kids, and that's the jokes that they made about each other. But the difference is between us and them is that we're like that on purpose. It's literally things going against us as a people that make things this way. For us to not be financially stable, X, Y, and Z, systemic racism, you understand? But we sit up there and count the next man or next woman pocket so much to act like we better than them when because you got 10 bands in your pocket, because you got $100,000. Do you understand that if somebody makes $100,000 a year, that at least 40,000 of that is getting taxed? 30,000 of that is getting taxed, so they only making about 60 bands a year. And the least that you make, so say somebody makes 50 bands a year, they're probably not going to get taxed as heavy as somebody that was making 100,000 a year. So you think it's this big drastic? See, that's the delusion in people. You don't even know what you're looking at. You don't even know that somebody that makes 100,000 a year doesn't actually get 100,000 a year. And then the more you make, the better you're going to choose your life to be. So that means your bills are going to go higher than they used to be. So it kind of all starts evening out. And that's why a lot of people don't have a lot of savings and things like that, or whatever the case may be. But my point is, us as a people, we so quick to talk about what the next person don't have to make us look better when we are at the bottom of the barrel. We don't have any power. We are still getting treated unfairly in America, and you want to sit up here and call somebody broke. Like you balling, for real, for real. And even if you was, you're not balling enough to put your people on. See, every other race, They can ball individually because them as a people are doing okay. Damn, y'all probably ain't catch that. I said all the other races, they can ball individually because them as a whole are doing well. Black people, we cannot say that, have never been able to say that, not since we came off those slave ships or got taken away from us actually being here already in America. But that's a whole nother conversation. We talk about where's all these guys that are making all of this money at that's in the black community. I need to know where are they all at? That's not NBA players, rappers, certain things, doctors, lawyers. Where are all of them at? But there's a certain percentage of that. We can look those people up. Doctors are Googleable. Lawyers and I think when y'all talk, y'all don't understand that like people do research on these things. This is people's job. The questions that go through your head, somebody gets paid to write an article about something like that. Somebody else thought the same exact thing, probably. You see how I'm talking right now about this narrative? I'm pretty sure there's other people that feel exactly how I feel. They just don't got a YouTube. We so quick to call the next person broke, but you live down the street. You live around the corner. You got $10,000 more. That ain't no real bread. You can't talk about broke until you could go around other races and say it to them. You can't make what's normal to everybody else in society because we have been so deprived as a people that you think that that's the best thing ever. They got you in mental slavery. That's exactly what they want you to think. They want you to think that because you have a Audi, that's the best life can get. No, the best life can get is being able to have a Lambo. And like, but they want you to think a Benz. A Benz don't cost as much as y'all think it costs, people, depending on what year you get it. If you could get a cosigner, a lot of people could get a Benz. Do you understand that? No, y'all ain't feeling me though. It don't take a rocket science to get a Bentley. I mean, to get a Mercedes Benz. All it takes for you to do is get a secure credit card, pay that off, make sure that you start paying your bills with your credit card, 33%, build your credit up, get a job that pays decent enough, and I'm pretty sure that the Mercedes-Benz dealership, will get you that car. They might give it to you at a higher premium. They might give it to you at high rates, but you will have that car. So miss me with all that, man. Something we sit up there and talk about. It's so funny because we value all things that mean absolutely nothing. We don't have money as a people. So therefore, even if I'm doing good individually, it's not going to have no real change besides the immediate, 5 to 10 people that's actually related to me or in my life. What is that going to change? That's the difference between us and everybody else. While we shouldn't, what we should be doing is the people that are broke, that you call them broke, find a way to put them on the game so they stop being broke. Maybe if you put more people onto game, if you somebody that so-called ain't broke, then maybe that you should go in and put people on and learn because you know what your community is going through to make sure that they not broke neither. That's what every other race and community does. It's a poppy store that pop up on a block in North Philly every other week. Then maybe we could start talking about somebody being broke when we no longer at the bottom, when there's no longer systemic racism. You don't even know everything that you could be because you've never been, as a black person in America, actually treated fairly. So everything you did had an obstacle when that's not actually how life should work. It is not going that way from other races. They may have an obstacle of competition. Me and Time are going out for the same job. I went to Columbia. He went to University of Penn. I had to study hard to make sure that the boss liked me. That's probably things that they have been through. But everything that we have been through is to make sure that you don't even get into a University of Penn or any of that. To even be in that position, to even look at that as an obstacle. You got listen, us as a people, man, we value the wrong things, man. We value the wrong things. We so quick to try to stunt on each other and not come together when you are already behind. That is so cowardly. That is so cowardly. And they have taught us to only think about ourselves. And that's going to really be the destruction. That's been the plan from day one. But y'all so dumb. Y'all don't even understand that part of it. Divide and conquer. Never mind. Divide and conquer. We are already behind the 8 ball. We don't have room to be divided. We are the ones that are getting attacked. The bomb's been coming down for 500 years. Y'all just want to act like we not seeing the bombs. Because people give us they scraps and they bare minimum. We happy with that? We shouldn't be happy with just existing and getting bare minimum and hoping we get a Benz and hoping we live in a nice house. Everybody should be afforded that that's willing to work hard. You shouldn't have anything else in your way as a human being besides these are the infrastructures that's out here. School is available to me. I should be able to work hard, go to school, go get a good job, do all of those things. But for us as black people, we know it's not that simple. Every other race knows it's not that simple for us either. That's why they continue with the plan to make sure it's not that simple. But okay. It is a known fact that black people get charged for more time than every other race for the same crime. But y'all want to tell me systemic racism don't exist. It's funny. It seems like us as black people, we can only see the racism in America when it's right in front of us or when it happens to us. And that was part of the plan too. The greatest trick the devil ever played was making you think he didn't exist. Y'all know what this is, man. Deem by any means. Live your life. Have fun. Try to make the best of it. Don't forget about your people. Don't try to stunt on your brother, man, for the other man, for us to value things that they try to make us value that we shouldn't be valuing anyway. We should be sticking together. We should actually be going on an all-out war path, to be honest, to get out of mental and physical slavery. But maybe that's a little too deep for y'all. Y'all worried about a Benz. They worried about black men. You see the difference in the focus? We worried about a Bentley. They not worried about that. They worried about not creating the next Malcolm X, the guy you see on your screen. Y'all have a good night.